Anthony Davis out, does Wilt, LeBron can't stop crying, and there's a new PlayStation 4 game. This is all we're going to talk about today on the new Downright Sports. Welcome everybody to Downright Sports. I am your host, Brent Reed. For those of you who are watching for the first time and don't know my name, that's who I am. We're going to dive into it. We're not going to spend a whole lot of time with me, Jordan. I'm doing it now. I'm just talking, rambling. Let's go into it with the first must-know news, and we start with last night's NBA All-Star game. When I mean last night, for any of you watching the show later in the week, it was February 19th, Sunday, 2017. The East played the West. None of that matters because it's not really a game. It's just a reason for them to shoot threes, dunk, and just be on the court at the same time with each other. Anthony Davis, though, did pass Wilt Chamberlain. Those guys actually played probably against each other a little bit more. Davis put up 52 points and 10 rebounds last night in 32 minutes. Most points ever scored. That's outscoring LeBron, Jordan, you name some of the greats that's played, and Anthony Davis is showing why. In the next maybe 5 years, he could be the guy. The kid has, he's all around one of the better players in the league. He was a point guard until he got to college, and he just grew. He was like 6 foot, and then he just grew up to like 6'11" out of nowhere. Wish I had that fortune. But Davis, other than winning his first ever All-Star MVP after 4 trips of going to the All-Star game, he got a happy little gift. And that moves us to the second thing. DeMarcus Cousins of the Sacramento Kings is leaving the Kings. He's being traded to the New Orleans Pelicans. DeMarcus Cousins will be joining his new All-Star brethren and Anthony Davis. The two will be teammates going forward. The question is going to be, how will the two be able to play side by side with each other? DeMarcus Cousins currently right now is averaging, my cord keeps getting stuck on this damn table. DeMarcus is currently averaging 27 points a game. It gives him 4th in the league in scoring. Guess who is 5th right behind him with 27.7? Oh, his teammate Anthony Davis. So did the Kings get the better of the trade? We won't know. Did the Pelicans make the right move? Probably so. The Spurs did it with 2 big men. They had Tim Duncan and David Robinson, but David Robinson was towards the end of his career and knew how to give Duncan the ball and just say, Duncan, you do you, kid. Guards do it. Backcourts do it. Scotty and Jordan, kind of same type of player. So it can be done. It's just these two play the same style of basketball. Although DeMarcus can play with his back to the basket, and so can Anthony. The Grizzlies kind of have the same type of system. They got 2 big men, the war dog, Zebo, Zach Randolph, and Marcus, one of the Gasol brothers. This Mark Gasol, because it's Paul, so that should have been easy. But they play one another, and they've had success. No championships, but they've had success going to the playoffs together. But that's the must-know news. It's kind of a basketball-themed show today. I had some other stuff, but let's keep it simple. The topic of the day, the focus topic, as I used to call it, the NBA at the halfway point and going forward for the rest of the season. To the topic, and if you can hear it, the music playing today is Q-Tip. If you can't tell that already, got my man Q-Tip on the box for today. But we're going to jump into the topic, and the topic today is the NBA and where it is today. The halfway point of the NBA season has been... Because in the offseason, the Golden State Warriors got the steal of a lifetime. They signed Kevin Durant. Nobody else really did anything that was big. No, nobody did nothing that was huge. Up until yesterday with the trade with DeMarcus Cousins, it's been kind of quiet, except for the little intertwining storylines that's been just being made up to keep the NBA nice and juicy. The Golden State Warriors clearly have been the best team in all of basketball all season long. They currently are 47-9. They still have not had 10 losses. Every team in the league has 10 losses, if not more. To give you an idea, the defending champion Cleveland Cavaliers has 16. So if you think Golden State's not going back to the finals, now this morning I happened to be watching First Take, where Stephen A. Smith, the king of the dictionary, the king of the thesaurus, the king of just spewing out stuff, my role model, Stephen A. just basically said that Golden State should be afraid of the Pelicans. Really? I'm gonna sidetrack off of my notes for a second and give you a little taste. The Pelicans are currently right now, where are they? Pelicans are not even in the playoff picture. They are 23-34. The Kings, who just traded DeMarcus Cousins, were a game out of the 8th spot. So you do the math here on who's the smarter of the two. But in any case, you got the Trailblazers, who have been to the playoffs multiple times. The Kings, who probably now will fall to the cellar. The Nuggets, who are better or have the A seed. OKC ain't going nowhere. Memphis is not going nowhere. And the Jazz have got their baby unit, the most underrated team that nobody's talking about. I mean, nobody's talking about this team. A, because they play in Utah, and B, because they play in Utah. But those are the teams that's ahead of the Pelicans, and they're going to have to now, yeah, they got 2 of the top 10 best players in the game, but they got to learn how to play together now and beat people. DeMarcus Cousins, I thought it was 4. DeMarcus Cousins, who has never made the playoffs. Anthony Davis, who's only done it once, now you're expecting them to do it together. It's going to be interesting. So I think the Golden State Warriors have nothing to fear. But the biggest surprises to probably come out the start of the season, we would talk about the Philadelphia 76ers, who a few years ago started this experiment, draft players, bench, redshirt them, draft them, redshirt them, and trade away pieces to make sure guys go away. Just keep building and building first-round picks. I don't understand it either. But they went from being just horrible to actually being in the conversation for the playoffs. They're 21-35. A lot of it has to do with Joel Embiid, who has been part of the NBA for 3 seasons, but this is technically his rookie season. So he has been a beast for this team. Yet still, their number 1 overall pick, Ben Simmons, has not even played yet. So they may make a run at it. Some of the teams that are ahead of them, the Knicks, which we'll discuss in a second, the Hornets, Miami, and the Bucks. The Bucks, who I think are going to... Detroit has to be careful here. I thought Detroit was always going to be better, but I think Detroit doesn't have that guy that can put them over. They got Drummond, who's good, but they don't have that one scorer. Hey, here's the rock. Go in and win me the game. They don't have that. So I think they may slip out. The Bulls may slip out. I can see Charlotte and Milwaukee making a run, passing Detroit's and the Chicago's. Indiana's got Paul George. He'll keep a minute. So I think Indiana's going to be safe at that 6th spot. But Chicago and Detroit, they're going to miss the playoffs. I think Milwaukee and Charlotte, or Milwaukee and Philly, will be taking that from them. I can only see that happening. But the Philadelphia 76ers it's good to have a good team in Philly. That's important. It's very important because Philadelphia is a great sports town, and their fans, they're crazy, but they deserve something. Now my Knicks, or as I put, the Knicks are burning. Old phrase of stealing from the 70s when the Yankees had so much chaos. Now, in the 1970s, the New York Yankees signed Reggie Jackson and had manager Billy Martin. 2 could not stand each other, and you had George Steinbrenner, who was larger than life. Here's the crazy thing. They were winning games. I mean, they started out terribly, but they ultimately won the World Series. This Knicks team is atrocious. It is the worst, and it's my favorite franchise, but I'm boycotting the Knicks until 3 things happen. Phil Jackson gets fired, Carmelo Anthony gets traded, or James Dolan sells the team. Any of those 3 can happen. All 3, any of them can happen. Me, who has been the biggest Carmelo Anthony, not on the show, but people who know me, I have destroyed this guy. I'm sympathetic for him. They have Carmelo Anthony. They got Derrick Rose. They have, that's it. That's pretty much it. I like the Brandon Jennings, but he doesn't really play, and when he does, They got too many guys that need the ball in their hand, and nobody knows how to play without the ball. If you look at teams like Golden State, look at teams like San Antonio, look at teams like Boston somewhat, they move without the ball. Guys constantly move without the ball. That's the concept of the game, to make the defense off easy so you can make one side of the court unbalanced so you can score. Carmelo Anthony needs the ball to dominate. Great scorer. Still in the top 10 in all around basketball. Needs the ball to score. Derrick Rose needs the ball to score. Brandon Jennings needs the ball to pass. So they have too much, and they don't have the right head coach for this. John Havlicek was not the right choice. Phil Jackson needs to get his ass off that chair and go to the bench and be the coach. Because you can't talk smack, Phil, if you're not directed. You're not a producer, bruh. You're a director. Go direct. That's your thing. That's what you've always done. He's being paid $11 million a year for the Knicks to not have made the playoffs under his watch. That is the worst thing I've ever heard. I've spent too much time on my Knicks. But it's just been a cluster, and the season's just been horrible. I want them to finish dead last, not get another draft pick, and I want them to just blow it up. And we'll go from there, because Porzingis will play 5 years with the Knicks, become a free agent, and then go play for somebody else, probably Golden State, and win 20 championships. Russell Westbrook is my league MVP for the first half of the season. I don't know if he's going to finish as the MVP, probably, but he's averaging a triple-double right now. First time in a long time. I think it says the first time since Jordan, but Oscar Robertson is the most known player to have averaged a triple-double for the entire season. So it's important to note that Russell, who was abandoned by his teammate in the offseason, has Golden State in the 7th spot, 32-25. They lost Durant. They traded Ibaka. He's just a man out there trying to make it happen on his own, and he's crushing. He's leading the league in scoring currently right now, 31 points a game. He's third in assists and 10 assists a game, and he averages 10 rebounds a game. So he's just been destroying it in the league constantly. I mean, he is the MVP of the first half. I don't know. James Harden's giving him a run for the money for the second half. I think if the Rockets finish in the top 3, may have to give James Harden the MVP award, because last year's team was disgusting. They were terrible. They got rid of Dwight Howard and just became better overnight. And they did hire Mike D'Antoni, who was the perfect coach for that guy. Perfect coach. The Knicks never got rid of him. Finally, what I've been waiting for the last 3 weeks, and I've kept my mouth shut. I'm going in right now for this last minute of this segment. LeBron James, the best player in the world, without a doubt, without a shadow of a doubt, has to stop crying. That's been my biggest takeaway from the season this year. Is all LeBron has done is complain and cry, and uses words like his legacy. LeBron, we make your legacy. Fans make your legacy. We tell your story. You don't tell your story. You're a great player. All you gotta do is shut up and play. Don't. That's the worst thing he could have done was literally go on and said, I need more players. Years ago, yes, not 8 trips to the NBA Finals later, you're talking about you need more players. You went to the Finals 8 times and got 3 championship rings, bruh. You don't need more players. What you need to do is either put your cape on and just dominate what you do. But there's moments when I think LeBron knows this, and I'm gonna end it with this. LeBron knows in his heart of hearts, if he tries super hard, everything keeps falling. If he tries super hard and he fails, he can't live with hearing, he came up short. Bird has come up short. Magic has come up short. Every great player comes up short. Even Jordan came up short in 95. He came out of retirement and ran against Shaq and Penny. He came out with a 45 jersey and Shaq and Penny said, go put that 23 back on. So you can't be afraid of failure. You failed already. You've been to the finals 1,000 times and you only got 3 championships to show for it. So it's okay. It's okay. But don't start the crying and I need this and so-and-so talked about me and I'm LeBron. I'm the best in the world. No. Calm down, bro. Calm down. Anyway, we'll come back. The next segment, movies and video games, we're going to keep it short. Well, if you hear me playing Rihanna, it's because it's Rihanna's birthday today. And I'm wishing Rihanna a happy birthday. This is from me to you, Rihanna. Happy birthday. talented individual, Grammy winner, cover girl, all that. She's cute. I ain't gonna lie, but you know, I don't know. It's just something about it. She seems dirty. Yeah, she does. Say what y'all want. Anyway, movies and video games. We're going to touch on something I haven't talked about in a long time. Video games. Because nothing's come out that's really impressed me. But there's a new video game coming out called Horizon. And basically it is a video game. It's an action role-playing game based on a woman hunter archerer. So no guns, but archery, which should be interesting and pretty chill, who lives in the future dominated by robot dinosaurs. So you're kind of out in the wilderness. I guess it's post-apocalypto or whatever, but it's pretty sick. The graphics look great. It's already won 2 awards for Best Original Video Game in 2015 and 2016. The game hasn't even come out yet. So it showed you how good it is. I had the last game that I played that I thought was like that sick was probably Heavy Rain. That's years ago. My boy Tim Woodson would know what I'm talking about on that. Heavy Rain was just so different. It was so interactive. And it was just a dope game. Like, your decisions mattered where the game went. It was like 30 different scenarios that you could have played out in the game. So I thought that was pretty fly. But this game, I'm probably going to get it. It comes out at the end of the month. So I'll probably jump on it and buy it and give it a shot. After I buy it, I play it. I'll let you know what I think. Because I haven't found one game yet. Oh, I still got to get Uncharted 4, so I'll do that. But, yeah. So, let's see what happens. I think it's for all systems. If not, it's only for the PS4. So, for my Xbox fans like my boy Brad and Brendan and Roland, you guys need to go get a PS4 so you can play Horizon and just have a PS4 because it's a better system. Yeah. Anyway, this has been a good show, in my opinion. I've ranted a lot, and those are my favorite shows. Shows where I lay into the establishment and I give them what I think. Nobody cares or pays attention. But anyway, this has been Downright Sports. Tune in. May take some time off. I don't know yet. We'll see what happens. All right. Enjoy the day. If you live in Virginia, it's been great weather. If you live in the Northeast, sucks to be you. See you, everybody.